almost done with Cosmos and Psyche. I'm kind of flipping through it, not reading in order. I know you're already doing a sequel, Mr. Tarnus, but I've come upon a few realizations of my own. You didn't talk about the Uranus-Saturn transition, which I'm sure you're gonna in the sequel. We all know that Uranus is the planet of change, revolution, chaos, and Saturn is the planet of limitation, restriction, sort of what holds us in balance. Well, I was born during the 1987 conjunction of Uranus and Saturn, and after having read your archetypes, I know that there's a correlation between the cocaine drug and the 80s. Uranus represents craziness, hyper la la la, and Saturn is limiting. So combining those two, it's very perfect that cocaine was introduced around that time. It's a really hyper drug, makes you excited, but at the same time it limits you. It's like the most limiting drug there is. Could it be representative of my chart? In a sense, 2012 is going to be freeing and limiting. As freeing as it is restricting. Could that conjunction be a little more literal? If we really do hear each other's thoughts more frequently and more literally, which is what I think 2012 would be, that sums it up, then to some it will free everyone's mind and so we can share each other's emotions, and to others it'll be limiting. It'll be like, well, now I don't have any privacy anymore. 2012 is essentially, in my belief, the end of solitude. But hey, that's just me. I mean, my chart is an interesting case because I have the obvious water trine with each ruling planet in the signs, like this video says. So I have Jupiter in Pisces, obviously, I always say that. Moon in Cancer, and Pluto in Scorpio. A lot of y'all right now have that, if you were born after 1984. It seems like I have all of this intuitive wisdom from the water trine, which is why I love the occult and spirituality, and I'm not very skeptical of psychic phenomena because I've done it. I'm an Aquarius, obviously, a water bear, even though it's an air sign. They say the water is actually the urn of consciousness. Some say the urn of knowledge. But I don't have any planets in any other air sign. It's just my sun in Aquarius. But I got Chiron in Gemini, the sign of communication. Chiron is the planet of wounds. It's sort of where you're lacking. I've figured out this is the main reason I love Tupac. He doesn't have an ounce of resentment. Everything he says, he meant. And I have so much Pisces, a little hesitant because I'm all back and forth and shit. Libra is a different case. I have my North Node in Aries, which means I have to act more like an Aries. I have my South Node in Libra. Your South Node is your past life, sort of what you have to overcome. I gotta be more assertive in Aries and not as group-oriented. I gotta be more confident in my convictions. So technically, if I've overcome Libra, I won't necessarily need any planets in there because I've already done that. Maybe. And of course, fire signs. Fire, fire, fire. Mars in Aries is probably the best position for a philosopher. And Uranus in Sagittarius. Because they say revolutionary proceedings occur at a breakneck pace. I mean, yes and no. I like my little astropop culture videos. I haven't made any in a minute because I got my Mac. It's a Windows program, so I'll just get Parallels or something, or Perfected on the Mac.